Hi, Calc students. I noticed a whole bunch of you didn't do this problem correctly on the last homework, so I just wanted to go over it super fast, and then maybe give you one more to practice. So the problem was find the derivative if f of x is 5 over x. Now that you know the power rule, of course we can use the power rule to find this, so let's do that really fast. So this is the same thing as saying f is 5 times x to the negative first. So then using the power rule, f prime would be negative 5x to the negative 2, which is negative 5 over x squared. So that's what we should end up getting. So now let's do it using the limit definition. So I've got limit h approaches 0. I'm just going to write the general definition first. So f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So now substituting what my function is equal to, I've got... What was my function equal to? Oh, okay, so 5 over x plus h minus 5 over x over h. All right, so let's combine these two fractions. So I'll multiply this side by x plus h over x plus h. I'll multiply this by x over x. So that's going to give me now, in the numerator, 5x minus 5 times x plus h, so that's this minus that. And then in the denominator here, I've got x times x plus h, and then that's all over h. And remember, this is all still limit of this expression. So now I'm going to move this h into the denominator, and I'm going to distribute the top here. So I've got 5x minus 5x minus 5h, because I distribute the negative sign there. And now I've got h, x plus h. This is all still limit. So 5x minus 5x is 0. So now I'm going to reintroduce the limit. So limit h approaches 0 of negative 5x. Oh, excuse me, this is negative 5h. There. All right, so negative 5h over h times x plus h. So now the h's cancel. So now I've got limit h approaches 0 of negative 5 over x squared plus x times h. So we can use the limit law that the limit of the entire expression is the limit of the numerator over the limit of the denominator, provided that the limit of the denominator does not equal 0. Well, since 0 isn't in the domain of this function anyway, we know x is not going to be equal to 0. And as long as x doesn't equal 0, if h goes to 0, the denominator is going to be some real number that's not 0, so that's all safe. So now we can say this equals limit h approaches 0 of negative 5 over limit h approaches 0 of the bottom part. And then again, we would use the limit law for the bottom two. And so altogether, h goes to 0, so that whole term drops out, and we've got negative 5 over x squared, which is what we were expecting it to be. So I'm not sure why so many people had trouble with this. It's just really algebra, because most people started out correctly. So I just want to make sure that you are able to do that. So if you want to, why don't you try and solve, find the derivative f prime if f is... Let's do something slightly trickier. What if f is 10 over x squared? So why don't you give that one a try? Okay.